All right, so you're thinking about moving to Jensen Beach. I'm gonna go over the top 5 things that I think you wanna know about when moving to Jensen Beach. Welcome back. My name is Alex Haigh, and I lead a trusted group of professionals that understand the real estate market in the Treasure Coast and South Florida through and through. So if you're interested in moving to South Florida, the Treasure Coast, or any of the outlying areas, please reach out to us, text, call, email, smoke signals. We'd love to hear from you and have a conversation about what's important to you about moving to this area. Now, there's 5 things that I think are really important to you when you're thinking about maybe moving to Jensen Beach, or maybe you didn't know about Jensen Beach and maybe these things would interest you. The first one is Jensen Beach has a lot of beaches. So basically, once you go east over the Jensen Beach Boulevard Bridge, you get onto the island. Right away, you're hit with a fantastic public beach right away. Now remember, there are no private beaches in Florida. It's the access to the beaches that can be a little bit challenging sometimes, especially over on the West Coast. I can tell you here in Martin County, I literally have never had a problem finding a parking spot to go to the beach. So within the beach as well, there's great access to the water, right? So there's paddleboarding, there's fishing excursions that go out, there's the tiki barge where you can go out and have a party and drink and all that kind of stuff. But the access to the water there is really one of the first things that you want to be thinking about if that's really important to you, being close to the beach or having access to that kind of oceanish water. That's one of the things that Jensen Beach is going to really stand out for you. All right, so the second thing that I want you to know about Jensen Beach. Now remember, Martin County schools across the board are phenomenal. Jensen Beach schools, especially the high school, incredible wrestling program, incredible football program, incredible academics, and also the middle schools are fantastic as well. So if you got little ones and you want them to be in kind of just that school system that's just a little bit of a notch higher, Jensen Beach might be someplace you want to be thinking about. Our third thing with the little ones and entertainment. You literally have Jensen Beach and Stewart. So you're kind of like right there. You want to go to downtown Jensen, go to Crawdaddy's with them and get some of that kind of Cajun music going on. That's pretty cool. Mulligan's is there, Jan's is fantastic. They're gonna love it. They go in, the pastries, or you can smell it. It's just a beautiful experience going to Jan's. Maybe you have to get them a haircut. There's a great barber shop in downtown Jensen for the little ones. You know, also, like I said, those beaches are phenomenal for the little ones. Or if you had paddle boards, you can bring them right down basically to the end of Jensen Beach Boulevard. You can put a paddle board in there. You can go fishing. You can go underneath the bridges, which is a really cool spot. They have picnic spots there under the bridges. So another thing that you have, remember the video that we did just down Indian River Drive, you have the Children's Museum at the Indian Riverside Park. Great spot for the kids. Also, you can bounce over the island, just go down A1A and you're at the Elliott Museum. I did a little piece on the Elliott Museum where the cars come down and they have all kinds of natural history and American history there. So there's a lot of things that you can do in and around Jensen Beach with the little ones. So that's number 2, which bleeds into number 3, entertainment for all. So we have downtown Jensen that has Jammin' in Jensen every Thursday, phenomenal. The music comes out. Each week there's different vendors that are there. There's the golf course there in Jensen Beach, and again, the beach is so ultimately, Jensen Beach has a lot to do in the entertainment and food realm, and then there's the Treasure Coast Mall, so if you wanted to go to the movies, you want to go to Macy's, all that stuff's in the mall there, and then all those restaurants are around there as well. All right, so the number 4 reason of why I really like Jensen Beach is because you can get entry-level homes in Jensen Beach. Now, entry-level homes is all relative, right? The size is relative for the price and so forth, but if you want to go in, you know, you want to be that 400 to 500, which Martin County, you can find stuff that's under 400 there. It's a little tough to find, but it is out there. So you can go between that 400,000 and 500,000 in Leilani Heights, some areas on Skyline Drive, have those entry-level homes. Now, then you can kind of bounce up from there. You can go to Pinecrest Lakes or the Pines. These areas are gonna be more of that 600 to 900 range. You might find something in that lower 500 in the Pines, maybe. So then you can go the other end of the spectrum, where you even off of the water, for instance, in Sugar Hill, you can buy $1 million home off the water in Sugar Hill. You can have an acre lot, you're not gonna really see your neighbors, so that's kind of cool. Now, Jensen Beach always as well has those homes on the water. So when we talk about being on the water, you can go, the sky's the limit. So Jensen Beach has the entry-level homes, kind of Leilani Heights, Skyline Drive. There's other little outlying areas. Reach out to us because we know some of the nooks and crannies. I didn't even talk about Rio. There's little ice cream stands that are there. There's a bowling alley in Rio. There's Mrs. Peter's Fish Dip, and that place has been there for, I want to say, close to 40 years. It's a little nondescript place. You would never know it's there. Mrs. Peter's Fish Dip is some of the best fish dip that you're ever going to get. So number 4 is those home prices. You have that entry-level home, you know, in Leilani Heights, Skyline Drive, that kind of thing. And then you can bump up, and once you get onto the water or even off the water with some land, million plus and so forth. So I like that spectrum. You kind of have a broad range of price that you can get into and still be in those fantastic schools as well. All right, so the number 5 reason why I think Jensen Beach might be on your radar, and it's something that rings personally for me. Part of the reason that I moved up here, I moved from Broward County when I was in my 20s and I've been over here for over 20 years. And I am originally from an area in New Hampshire. I don't know if you know where New Hampshire is, but there's a lot of cows, there's a lot of land, there's not a lot of people. So that's kind of like my roots go back to that of not kind of wanting to have a lot of people around me. And that's part of the reason I moved, one of the big reasons I moved to Martin County, the schools, the hospitals, the small downtown feel and all that. But Jensen Beach has an extra level of kind of being buffered from everything. It's not congested at all. Even the roundabout that's there, you'll never wait in line to get into the roundabout. Driving through downtown Jensen, have you ever kind of been in your town, said, hey honey, let's go downtown to the restaurant or whatever, and you're like, oh yeah, it's a real headache going downtown. It's not a headache to go downtown in Jensen. There's hardly really any congestion there. Traffic isn't even a word that I would use. So I think number 5 kind of rounds this whole thing out. It's a lot of what Martin County is about. It's not about the congestion or things. There's some really nice shops, there's beautiful boutiques, there's all kinds of great shopping, but it just doesn't have that element of a lot of people together. For that matter, is congestion. So I hope those top 5 or those 5 things that you want to be thinking about when moving to Jensen Beach ring true for you. Or maybe you have some other questions about Jensen Beach. Drop me a comment below. I love to answer people's questions. I love to hear what's important to them. Or maybe you've been to Jensen Beach and maybe there's a favorite spot that you have in Jensen Beach. Drop a comment below. If you love the content here, please subscribe. It helps us out. And remember, you can always reach out to us, call, text, email. We'd love to have a conversation with you. No pressure. We're all about finding what's right for you in the time frame that's right for you. And we'd love to help you out with your home search in Martin County, Treasure Coast, South Florida, any of those areas. We got you covered. Until the next one, we'll see you later.